get into it.
Yeah, let's go.
The show's gonna go on. The show's gotta go on for me. I was just feeling all this, all these emotions from my deployments. Me and a few of the guys are walking this way. The other guys are walking right here, and there's a bomb right there. It was horrible because me and 3 other guys had to carry one of their body bags.
But you were forged in fire, Tehuti.
When I shook Obama's hand, I was like, he's got really soft hands. Boom! I was like, this is what I live for. This is what I'm living for right now. Right here, right? This was the moment, right?
Do not attempt to walk straight or adjust your gait. This is Limpin Ain't Easy, where wrestling gets real. We talk about the person behind the personality. I'm your Andy Captivating host. My name is Timmy Baltimore. Don't forget, click like and subscribe. Hop on that short bus if you want to, honk honk. And I have with me very dynamic individual and Ashante the Adonis, formerly, but know him as Tehuti Miles.
Yes, sir.
Tehuti, welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
It's an honor to have you on here because we both come from the Maryland area. Well, to a degree, right? You trained here. You went to school here. Go Terps.
Yeah, go Terps.
But I wanted to ask you right out the gate, what's important to you?
Man. Trying to think about how to explain this. I would say my future, to be honest. That's what's always been important to me. I've always known what I've wanted to do in this life since I was a kid. You know, my future is what's important to me. And I feel like everything that I do helps me. I'm trying to move in ways to get me where I want to go. I know like how I want my life to be, you know, where I want to be and stuff like that, you know. And right now, you know, it's a little bit of a dip in the road, but
we're in flux, right?
Yeah.
Change is painful, and nobody changes without pain. Because you get comfortable, why would you change?
But it can be good.
It's a must, right?
Man.
It's a must because you look back and you see these dings on your armor and you go, they become scars. And you go, this is who I am. Thank God for that thing because whatever I had planned, I had a better one.
Listen, that's pretty much been my whole life, man. Like nothing you say, Limpin ain't easy, that my life has not been easy.
Right.
All right, man.
Let's talk about that. Can we do you mind if we start at the beginning?
Yeah.
Where was home for you? What was childhood like? Who was Tehuti as a kid?
So I'm from New Jersey. So I know before I was, you know, as Ashante the Adonis, I was billed from Philly. I was billed from Harlem, you know, my last run in NXT and everything. My life growing up, my parents are absolutely amazing.
You have great parents.
I have great parents. I have a great family.
That's
to be honest.
Awesome.
And my grandmother had 11 kids on my mom's side. She had 11 kids. I never met my dad's parents. I never met my mom's father, but my grandmother had 11 kids. So I have a lot of cousins, aunts, uncles, second cousins now and everything. It's just, my family is really big, and I feel like it's strange to say this because most people that I know, their families are like dysfunctional or like, you know, they don't have like good family relationships and stuff. Yeah, I hear it all the time, but I have the opposite. Like, my family's amazing. I literally can't explain it. They're just amazing. We don't have drama. we all love each other. Like there's really never any issues. You know, like my aunt's having a block party at the end of this month. You know what I'm saying? Like I think they have it every year.
Where do you fit in? In such a big family, everybody has sort of, I'd imagine, their own personality, and you know what I mean. Who is Tehuti in that dynamic?
I can tell you, man. Even to this day, I know people may not know this about me. If you're close to me, you know it's about me. But I'm the goofy one. I'm literally like I joke about everything. I'm always trying to make people laugh and stuff, and I'm the goofy one. That everybody knows me as the goofy, silly one and stuff, and just you know, kind of not take him serious kind of person. I don't know.
Right.
Everybody knows me as that. Yeah.
Take the work, take the job seriously, not take yourself seriously, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I don't even know why I'm like that. I feel like, if I could say it, knowing my whole life now, it's just because, life is short, and you never know when you're gonna die and stuff. Today could be your last day. You never know, and you should literally be as happy as possible. I know it's hard to do sometimes because life can be very hard, as mine has been, and we're going to talk about that. um, but I just, everybody wants to laugh. Everybody, I feel like that's it's part of entertainment. You know what I'm saying? It's like it just takes you, away from what you're dealing with, what you're going through in this very moment. Maybe I never really thought about it why I'm like this, but maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's just talking about it right now. Maybe that's like it helps me maybe cope with my life,
Maybe.
And all the things I got going on and stuff. So
maybe that's your gift in a way. Maybe it's a defense.
could be.
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't really thought much into why I'm like that. Everybody just knows me as the jokester.
Okay. Okay. Now,
my family, yeah.
What was the thing in your childhood that you bumped up against that really, I don't some people don't have trauma, but they always have something, an insecurity. What was that for Tehuti?
I wouldn't say it's anything physically or emotionally for me. I mean, we grew up. Me and my family, my immediate family, we grew up poor. Pretty much grew up poor my whole life, pretty much until I got in WWE. There was 6 of us living in a 2-bedroom house, in a small 2-bedroom house, or 2-bedroom apartment. I'm sorry, 2-bedroom apartment. That was the struggle, just not having money. But also, what I want to say with that, when my cousin moved in with us, he's actually the spark for pro wrestling for me, because when he moved in with us, he's a huge WWE fan, and while he lived with us, he would literally watch Raw and SmackDown every single week, no matter what. And
what era are we talking about? What years? Do you remember? Like your earliest wrestling
like
memory?
99, 2000, around there. I was about 9, 10 years old when I started watching.
Do you remember your memory of what you first saw that you were like, this is something here?
I don't remember exactly what it was. All I knew is it sparked something in my mind, and I was like, I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and I knew like soon after starting watching it, that's what I wanted to do. But also, with that being said, I think before I got into pro wrestling, liking pro wrestling, I've always been an artsy person.
Okay.
So I've always known that I wanted to act as well. Even before I liked pro wrestling, before I started watching pro wrestling, always knew I wanted to act.
Were you a movie buff?
I love movies. I love TV shows. I love anything I love a good story.
Right.
I love a good story, a great story, and like watching, Martin Scorsese movies and anything with Denzel or like Leonardo DiCaprio in it, or it's just like stuff like that. Some of my favorite movies, like Man, I can go on about this. Some of my favorite movies are like classics like The Terminator, The Matrix, and stuff like that. Just I have a whole list on my phone. I
The
could show. I could literally,
Departed.
The Departed. That's actually probably in my top 2 favorite movies. The Departed is amazing. Amazing cast.
We deal in deception, not self-deception.
Listen.
That's the wrestling,
Listen.
right? Like, isn't that wrestling? We deal in deception.
Yeah, it's that when that movie came out. I don't know how that movie didn't win an Oscar. At least
no, it did. That was the
did?
first one that,
Okay.
that he was.
Okay, Leonardo DiCaprio. That's
Yeah,
what I
he
mean.
did
Leonardo
not win.
DiCaprio did not win the Oscar.
Yeah.
Okay, but because I'm a huge
Yeah.
huge Leonardo DiCaprio guy, so I was like, I don't know how he didn't win an Oscar until The Revenant.
Politics, baby.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But sorry.
So you wanted to act?
Yeah, I've always known I wanted to act. The crazy thing is, so going back, my mom is the director of her own African dance company. She has been for 30 plus years. I can't remember the exact number. 30 plus years. She still does it to this day. And so my mom kind of like forced me and my brother, I would say forced me and my brother and my sister to dance and drum. And thinking about it now, I'm so glad that she did, even though as a kid, I was like, I don't want to do this. But because it literally like helped me perform. You know what I mean? I've been performing in front of crowds since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like I would, when I was in WWE, like I would ask people that have been there way longer than me and just be like, you get nervous when you go out there? Or people would just tell me like, I get nervous when I go out there. Me, I don't.
Some people don't, right?
I don't, yeah.
I don't subscribe to the Ric Flair thing where he says, if you don't get nervous before you go out there, there's something wrong. I don't subscribe to that.
Yeah.
Some people just, it's zen.
I think it's on the individual.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm a performer.
You're a performer.
I'm a performer. I'm an actor. I know I'm supposed to be in front of the camera. And I really wish that I could have shown that more in WWE, but that is not up to me. But yeah, I've always known. I've always known. And once my cousin moved in with us and started watching pro wrestling, then I was like, oh, I want to do both of these. And actually, they, one can lead into the other.
Absolutely.
Well, I would say pro wrestling can lead into acting. I don't know if acting can lead into pro wrestling.
But it has a little bit for some.
Yeah.
I mean, not on a permanent basis because you just make too much money in movies, right?
That and it's just pro wrestling is just a different animal.
It's a hard life.
People don't understand.
It's a hard life.
People do not understand the amount of stuff that goes into what we do. They do not understand. If you're on the outside looking in, just stay there because you don't understand what we do. You really don't. There's so much, and it's one of the hardest things to do. First of all, especially if you played other sports like I did.
You got to unlearn, right?
You have to unlearn what you were taught because, like, I played football. I've done martial arts my whole life. That's another thing. I was talking about. My dad is a martial artist. My dad has 3 black belts in karate, aikido, and jiu-jitsu.
Tehuti, you are like this. Okay, you're this hybrid. And it's making sense now, right? Mom is this artist, right? This dance artist, putting it in the performance aspect. Get out there, like you can make these people forget you're the funny one. You got the big personality. Your dad with the athletics, you know what I'm saying? The training your body, mind, spirit, all one. I don't know this, but that's martial arts is a lot of that. Here you come. You go to college too. You play football. You're a theater major. The math is mathing for me right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Talk to me about when you started to get into adulthood or teenagehood or adolescence rather, and sort of bring those together. Was it football first in college, or was it the Army first? How did we go in that direction?
When I was in high school, I wrestled a little bit, like amateur wrestling. But so I've always wanted to, especially since I had this, like, I want to be a pro wrestler in WWE. I've always wanted to be like
Right.
like big, like, you know, like
Airport test, right?
yeah, like I
That
always
guy's
wanted to be,
somebody.
yeah, I always wanted to be like a big dude, and you know, so like but as I got older and stuff, I realized that like I don't need to be that big. But I always wanted to be this big dude, man, and I always had this vision of me, you know, being like a bigger dude. Like so, like for example, like my favorite wrestlers, even to this day, are Eddie Guerrero and Shawn Michaels. But like Eddie Guerrero, like I loved his like stature. You know, he was a shorter dude, but like wide and like upper body was
Triangle.
like yeah,
Right?
like the lats were
Oh
crazy.
my
Yeah,
God.
arms big. That's like how I wanted to look. You know, so
Could still move.
yeah, exactly. Can still move, can work, can talk, charisma, like check all the boxes. That's how I've seen myself. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, so let's see. Growing up, I played football in high school. I only did I was stubborn. So I only did 2 years playing football in high school. I should have did 4, but I so also another thing about me, I'm a nerd.
Okay.
I love video games.
Okay.
I like anime, you know, stuff like that. I know it's a lot of like wrestlers like that are into that stuff as well. But I don't really talk about it. I don't really put it out there
It's a
unless
hobby,
like
right?
yeah, exactly. You don't.
It's not your gimmick. You
Yeah,
can't sell
exactly.
it.
Yeah, that's the reason why I didn't play football like my freshman sophomore year or like yeah freshman sophomore year in high school. I played my junior and senior year because like my mom kind of like forced me to get out of the house. Like you need to go do something. You need to do something active. And I'm like I don't want to. I just want to play video games. It's crazy because even one of these like I'm gonna say I don't care whatever. Yeah. One of the games that I play still to this day, and I'm not sure if anybody's gonna be able to relate to this video game, but if you know, you know. It's Final Fantasy 11, and so I can tell you that game is like you cannot beat that game. There's so much stuff in that game you cannot beat. It's one of the largest like online games.
But you love a good story.
Yes, yeah, it does have a good story, but like the story is not why I like that game. It's
Okay.
because I actually I like playing games with like my brother and my cousins and stuff like that. I like doing stuff
It's
together.
a fellowship deal.
Yeah,
I love that. That's great.
So yeah, it was just like a grind that we could like do together. You know what I'm saying? And just like it has a lot.
How cool is that?
Yeah, but I still play to this day. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Man. Because that's a way to stay in touch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You always got something to talk about. I love that.
That's
yeah, man.
I wish I would have played, man. But I wish I would have. But who knows? Like you never know. Like maybe I would have got hurt playing. You never know.
Right.
But so yeah, like honestly, I was the type of kid that I always knew and I didn't want to be like everybody else. I don't like doing what everybody else is doing. I feel like my senior year, even junior year in high school, I feel like everybody pretty much knew what they wanted to do with their life. Okay. And for me, knowing in the back of my mind, I want to be an actor. I want to be a pro wrestler for WWE. Even though at the time that didn't seem doable. You know what I mean? Kind of seems like an impossible task. Yeah. You know, at the time. So at the time I didn't think that was an option, right? Because I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do.
You didn't know about the indies. I didn't either.
No.
I wasn't a dirt sheet guy. I was just a fan, right?
Mm-hmm. I struggled with finding what to do, you know, in high school out when I graduated. So one of my cousins, who also is the one that got me into Final Fantasy 11, his parents, my aunt and uncle, were in the Air Force, and they pretty much, I guess, you know, convinced him and his brother to join the military. So my senior year in high school, my cousin was in Air Force training. and his parents were like, you guys should come, me and my brother, you guys should come down to Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio for the graduation and everything. You know, we're all gonna go out there and stuff. And I was like, yeah, of course. And so this was about like, I want to say maybe January, like 2008,
Okay.
something like that. Yeah, I know. I'm 34 years old, guys. All right. I know. Actually, that's another thing.
That's young, man.
That's another thing. The internet is wrong. The internet. Let's go back to this Air Force thing. But the internet is wrong. I can't tell you how many times or how many people try to tell me my age on the internet. And I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. Like, I'm not the type of person I'm gonna show you my ID. I don't need to tell you. Like, if you don't believe me, that's whatever.
But you need to set the record straight at some point because promoters need to book you.
Yeah.
They need to buy plane tickets.
Yeah. So literally, like, the internet has the internet. I don't know who fills this stuff out, but don't believe everything on the internet. It's just crazy to me. People trying to tell me my age. Like, what? Like, I'm like, how are you going to tell me how old I am? This is crazy. Like, so I'm 34 years old. I was born November 23rd, 1990. And people don't know B-Fab, Brianna Brandy, that she is like literally my twin sister. Like, we are like the same exact person. I cannot explain this to you.
Wow.
We are like the same exact person. I'm gonna get to her more and AJ more when we talk about the wrestling stuff. Me and my brother, we go to my cousin's graduation, and the whole time we were there, my aunt and uncle were like, because they were both in the Air Force, they were trying to convince me to like join the military. Yeah. They were trying to convince me to join the Air Force, and to be honest, it was working, because especially when I got on base, the Air Force base, and seeing the lifestyle, seeing just how everything was run, the camaraderie, just like everything that you would see on a military base. And I was like, this looks interesting. And then them explaining it to me, like all the benefits you can get and everything like that, and just all the above. And I was like, I never thought about joining the military. And so that piqued my interest, like going to that whole graduation thing. And then I went to my cousin, who was in the Air Force, his brother, the one that came with us, he went in the Army shortly after. And I went to his Army graduation too. And that just like kind of like further like put in my mind, like this might be what I want to do, because it was not easy. And I'm the type of person, I can tell you right now, I don't like being in my comfort zone. Is you have to purposely make yourself uncomfortable in order for you to grow as a human being. And I sort of knew this even as a teenager. And I like a challenge. Like, I don't want anything to be easy. I'm excited about this whole new journey.
Yeah.
Just this whole next chapter, because I know it's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that. Trust me, like I'm all here for it, man. Like my life has not been easy at all. And so the thing was about me joining the military, once I told my parents I had interest, they were like, no. They were anti-military.
Wow.
They were anti-military. Okay. They had their reasons, sure. But also it's because we were also in 2 wars at the time. Yeah. So I graduated high school in 2008. And we were in Iraq and Afghanistan. And
in the middle of the financial crisis and the recession.
Man, there's a lot going on, for sure. And I mean, I understand my parents. Obviously, especially if I join the Army or the Marines, I'm probably going to deploy. Yeah. And they obviously, I'm their son. They don't want to see their son or hear that their son got killed, Yeah. So I understand their perspective, but also I knew at the time that's what I wanted to do. At the time, little did I know, everything in the military is uncomfortable.
Is there a reason for everything that they do?
Well, because you have to be ready for war.
You have to be ready for war,
Yeah.
right?
Like they like. Oh man, let me get into this.
Yeah, please.
I can tell you right now, the world right now, people may not like what I say, but I'm just telling the truth. The world right now is very soft. It's very, very, very soft. A lot of people in this world right now are very soft. And to be able to be in the military, you can't be soft. And it's like boot camp, for example. It is meant to draw out the weak. If you're weak physically, emotionally, psychologically, mentally, they don't want you. They don't need you. I'm sorry, but
Because you need to be able to look to your left and know, right?
yeah, you have to be accountable. You know what I mean? Like,
And the guy next to you needs to know that.
yes, because this is like literally life and death situations you're going to be put in. And they put you in very similar life and death situations, even in training. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and boot camp, they shoot bullets over your head.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now. There's a course, I can't remember what it's called. There's a course where you got a low crawl under barbed wire. It's pitch black outside, and they're shooting live bullets over your head.
Because they need to know in the field when that's happening.
Yeah, these
You're gonna
explosions
freeze.
going off and stuff. Like, yeah. It's yeah.
Where was your head in that?
I was all for it, man. Like, boot camp was very, very challenging. I think if I looked at my records, I went into boot camp at like 185 pounds, and then I came out of boot camp 162 pounds or something like that. Boot camp is very, very challenging, and it's not even the hardest thing in the military, which is crazy. It's not even close to being the hardest thing in the military. Boot camp is to weed out the weak. What they do to you is they purposely sleep deprive and food deprive you. That's what they do, and make you do very strenuous things for long periods of time. So you're in boot camp, you're going to be very tired. You're going to be very hungry. You're going to be very cold. You're going to be very wet.
Be miserable.
You're going to be miserable. Boot camp is meant to make you miserable because they need to see if you're able to deal with that stuff.
And react.
With pressure. Yeah, and react and be able to react. Exactly. For example, it's crazy to think about this. Almost every night, like we would go to bed, like if we weren't in the field, right, training, we would go to bed at like, let's say lights out. They call lights out, like 9, 10 p.m., right? And let's just say the wake up was 6 a.m., right? In between, let's say 9 p.m. and 6 a.m., you're getting woken up almost every hour. Like they literally, like if lights out are at 9, they wake you up at 10. Everybody get the fuck outside. It's freezing outside. Everybody get the fuck outside. Now we're sitting there doing push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, running, flutter kicks for hours. Now it's 11. All right, go back to bed. 30 minutes later, 11:30 comes out. Get up, get back outside. What they call smoke sessions. They call them smoke sessions. They smoke you for another hour. Get back inside. Wake you up an hour later. Get back outside. And all the way up till like 6 a.m. And then 6 a.m, they throw a bunch of metal trash cans in your room to wake you up and stuff, and start yelling, "Get the fuck up! Get the fuck up!" All this. And yeah, it's insanity.
So boot camp, you survive.
Yeah, like people don't understand. Like my boot camp and like training for my job. So for example, when I first joined the Army, I joined my parent. I was 17 when I first joined. So my parents had to sign for me, even though they didn't want to, but they knew that's what I wanted to do, so they did it. So, but they were like, okay, well, we'll sign for you to join the army, but we're not signing for you to do like infantry or like a combat arms job. And I'm like rolling my eyes. I'm like, okay, because that's what I want to do. So I joined the army as military police at first. And I went through a military police training. It was at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. Missouri is a very bipolar state.
Oh boy.
I tell you that the weather, it'd be
Show me state. Show me the exit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It'd be 15 degrees one day and 70 the next. It's like insane. Yeah, and then the next day it'll be 15 again and snowing. It's insane. So
that's intentional. Probably they put it there too, right?
With the army base. It's I could talk about this all day. Listen, army bases are in the middle of nowhere in the army. That's what I mean. They would sleep deprive you and food deprive you. In the army in boot camp, they would have these tables, like kind of like you can't really see it on the camera, but it's this long table, even let's just say double the length of this table, right? And we all be sitting across each other like this, be like, maybe 15 people on each side or whatever. And so you would have your plate of food, right? And the drill sergeant will have a watch, and as soon as the last person sits down, they'd be like, all right, this table you got 30 seconds to eat, go. And they time it 30 seconds. So you could literally don't eat nothing with a fork. You mix everything together and eat everything with a spoon. With the spoon, because the spoon puts more on it than the fork.
Yeah.
And you literally just eat as much as you can.
This is about sustenance. This is not about anything but sustenance and fuel.
Yep. Eat as much as you can. 30 seconds up, he's like, they'd be like, you're done. Get up. Get outside. And I swear, if anybody takes another bite,
wow.
Yeah.
You're fucked or everybody's fucked?
No. That depends. It depends because it depends on what the drill instructor wanted, the drill sergeant. Because if that, like, let's say you fucked up, right?
Right.
And
I took the
whole platoon.
They blow the whistle. I'm still eating my muffin or whatever.
The drill sergeant, could this is what they could do just for like psychological stuff. They could tell you, no, go ahead. You want to finish? Go ahead, eat. Everybody else outside. Yeah, and then they smoke everybody else while you're still inside eating,
enjoying your meal.
And then you go back to the barracks. Everybody hates you. Think about that. Mm-hmm. Now you got like
soap
you got people
trying
to beat you up and stuff in the barracks and stuff. Yeah. They're very smart. They know. But either way, even if nobody takes another bite, everybody's outside and they smoke us right outside the DFAC or whatever it's called, the cafeteria, or whatever it's called. They smoke us right outside. They make us burn all that stuff we just ate right there.
Isn't that great? So in the Air Force, it feels like to me, as an outsider, they have like sort of these luxuries to keep you not sleep, to keep you sharp. Aren't you dry? You're man. You have these $1 million things that you're operating, but you're operating your body.
Yeah, I can't tell you about Air Force boot
right?
camp.
Okay,
I never did Air Force boot camp out. It's only from what my cousin told me, and what he told me, it just didn't sound as challenging to me.
Okay.
For example, I'm gonna give you another example. Everybody in the military in boot camp has to go through the gas chamber,
and that's what is that?
So, the gas chamber is they take this grenade, right? It's a grenade. And it has CS gas in it. Look it up if you want to. Look up CS gas. It's horrible. So what they do, you're in this room, enclosed room, and what they do is they pop the grenade. It like explode, not an explosion, just like pops or whatever. The gas comes out, and the gas is absolutely horrible.
Putrid. It's
horrible. What I'm telling you.
It's indescribable.
Yes, it is. I'm going to describe it to you. It makes everything burn. Your skin burns. When you breathe it in, your nostrils burn. Your throat burns. Your lungs burn. Everything burns. Your eyes.
Tearing.
Yeah, everything burns. Everything, but it sucks. It sucks. And so my cousin, he told me about the Air Force. Actually, they had a video of it, and I watched the video. So they all in the Air Force, in this video, they all crowd into this room with the CS gas. They all have their gas masks on, and literally one by one, they would come up to the drill instructor, take their mask off, recite something, and then get out. That was their gas chamber experience. In the Army, they teach you chemical warfare training. So that's the whole point of it. So everybody goes in there with their mask on. But for me, when I went in there, my mask wasn't sealed correctly.
Oh no.
So immediately when I'm talking about like there was so much CS gas in there, I like you go in there like if your left hand is on the person in front of you, their shoulder in front of you. There was so much smoke in there I couldn't even see the person in front of me. That's what I mean. And so my mask, as soon as I went in there, I could feel
it coming in.
Yes, and I was already.
You know it was bad.
And if you know, when a gas mask is actually harder to breathe. It's harder to breathe than a gas mask. Like you can breathe in oxygen, but it's like restrictive.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
Restricting.
Right.
So it's already restricting oxygen, and I got CS gas going in. So immediately I'm already doing this number. But I'm already 5 seconds into it. I'm already hurting with the gas mask. No, but like with the whole thing, we're supposed to like take it up, put it back down, make sure it's good, clear it because you can clear the gas mask. And I was already hurting. And then eventually you got to take the gas. Well, what they do is they make you do PT in there with like physical training. Yeah. So they make you do push-ups, jump, but they open up your pores to make it burns more. Yeah. Then they make you take your mask off and they make you recite all these things. I can't even tell you how long I was in there for, but it felt like forever.
This ain't in the commercials.
No, it's not. And then when you come out of it, I tell you right now, if you had a cold before, you don't have a cold after that. Everything is coming out. Everything, your nose, mouth, everything is coming out. It's everything.
Incredible.
It's horrible. Horrible. Wow. Yes, it is horrible. And the crazy thing is that we used to do like there's this thing, one of the last things you do in boot camp is called FTX. It's called FTX stands for field training exercise. And it's like a culmination of the whole boot camp. You know what I'm saying? So like everything's in there. Like mount training, which is like
survival?
No, it's like I forget what it stands for, but it's like clearing rooms and stuff like that.
Okay, understood.
You have the chemical warfare training. It's everything together.
In one training sequence.
Exercise. Yes. And
how long does this last? I'm naive to all of this.
I want to say like a week.
Okay.
But what the drill instructors would do, they had a lot of CS grenades for that. So like while we were sleeping, they would throw CS grenades in the tents and close the tents up and stuff like that. They would be like gas, and you gotta, because you always have your gas mask on. You would have to put on. They would pop the grenades, gas. You have to put on, in formation and stuff. So you're in formation, you can't run away. You gotta stay in formation. You know what I'm saying? Some people, I've literally watched this. I've watched people run to the porta-johns, right, to try to get away. Like, I gotta use the bathroom while there's lots going on. And the drill sergeants would get hip to that. They would see people walk to the porta-johns. They're like, okay, I just want to go to the porta-johns. They walk up to the porta-john, open the porta-john, pop their grenade, throw the grenade in there, and close the porta-john and hold it. And I was like, yo. Yeah.
Take your medicine, right?
They don't mess around, man.
Take your medicine.
Yeah. They don't mess around, bro.
Okay, so you're becoming a soldier.
Yeah.
Tell me about deployment.
Okay, let's get to that. So I said that, once I got out of boot camp, I was in the reserves, and then I got to my unit and just told them I wanted to go active duties. Like, I didn't want, this wasn't for me. Reserves wasn't for me. I want to be full time. So they were like, yeah, cool. So then literally I changed my job too. So literally I went back to training.
Yeah.
I was in training for about a year. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I went back to training. So the job, so I wanted to do combat arms. I wanted to fight. That's what I wanted to do.
You wanted to be in it.
I wanted to be in the shit. That's what I wanted to do. And like I said, my parents would assign me for that initially, who knows? I might not be here right now.
We might not be having this conversation.
Nope. I think everything happens for a reason. But so went back to training, but when I wanted to go infantry. So but what a lot of people, if you don't know anything about the military, you don't know about like infantry and stuff like that. Infantry has a lot of jobs in the infantry, like specific jobs in the infantry. You know what I'm saying? Like you have an infantryman, you can break that down into a lot of different things actually. You have a mortarman where they, drop the mortars in, and you know what I'm saying? You have it's like I would say a secondary attachment to the infantry, which is artillery.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Then you have like support, and you also have scouts, like recon.
Recon.
Like
they go in before.
You would think.
You would okay. Sorry.
You would think. You would think.
Yeah.
So there's like many things, many jobs that
keep the machine.
Yeah, there are like in like the front line, like infantry, like pull.
That make
you know what I'm saying? So if like the actual job infantry wasn't open when I went active duty.
Okay.
But the closest thing to it was called a fire support specialist, which in the Army we call a fister. That's what we call a fister. When people ask me like, "Oh, what were you in the military?" I just tell them I'm infantry, because you're not really going to understand what I'm saying when I say, "Oh, I was a FO, or I was an RTO, or I was a."
You got to give the whole exposition.
A fire support specialist. Yeah, and I'm like, I was infantry, because I literally was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I went there, Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Horrible base, horrible place to put it. There's literally nothing around it. There's literally nothing. I think Oklahoma City's like an hour and a half, 2 hours away. It's literally horrible. There's nothing out there. Nothing out there. Just like Fort Leonard Wood, just like Fort Drum, New York, where I was stationed, literally in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
You learn in your training where you're gonna get stationed.
Yeah.
Like the Army gives you, I forget what it's called, some kind of list. I forget the name of it. I'm sure somebody will comment it or something.
Yeah.
In the military, they know. There's sometimes they give you your top 3 destinations, like duty stations you want to go.
Is that a mind game?
It could be.
Yeah. Okay.
So number 1 was Hawaii, which was the 25th Infantry Division there. Number 2 was Fort Carson, Colorado, which was the 4th Infantry Division. And the only reason why I chose there, I know it's cold there, but the only reason why I chose to go there is because my cousin was stationed there.
Okay.
He was in a Special Forces unit, stationed in Fort Carson, Colorado. I think it was 10th group. Anyways, and the last duty station was Italy. I forget, like Vicenza, Italy, or something like that. The 173rd Airborne. Those are the 3 duty stations I chose because I want to try to go overseas. The Army's going to put you where the Army needs you. And I was like, yeah, okay, of course. And I remember one of my instructors being like, "You just better hope you don't get Fort Drum." And I'm like, yeah, I hope I don't get Fort Drum. I've heard about Fort Drum. And I got Fort Drum.
You got Fort Drum.
I got Fort Drum, New York.
Most people, Tehuti, they grow up where they grow up. If they don't leave that block, they don't leave that town.
Let's put this over. Well,
it's okay. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. We're. Okay. So, I was watching the pre-shows. They got Big E, got Kathy. They got their phones out.
Oh yeah.
It's 2025, baby. I appreciate you asking. But
yeah.
It's all good. It's not going to hinder what we're talking about. They don't leave.
Yeah.
There's creature comfort, right?
That's that word, comfort.
Complacency is the enemy of growth, and perfection is not something attainable, but improvement.
It's always striving for more.
Striving for more.
That's the way I see it. Striving to be better.
How many people did you grow up with, Tehuti, that's emotionally stopped at like 18?
A lot.
A lot, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Like they never dove deeper. Like what's wrong? What makes me tick? What's right with me? What's wrong? Like I love that stuff.
I think everybody's different, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own lives, dealing with their own issues, their own things, their own problems.
Sure.
And some people choose comfort. Not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's just not right for me.
It's not right for you.
And I know that I can't grow if I'm being complacent. If I can't like not be comfortable.
I asked you right when we started what's important to you. You said your future, but as we're progressing through this, I can see like what's important to you is growth.
Yeah.
What's important to you is finding out who you are, like who you really are, like to the cut the ego, you know what I mean? Get to the who is
Yeah.
Tehuti.
I feel like right now I do know who I am and what I want, but also 10 years from now, I could feel something different.
That's not who you're going to be, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
because it happens.
It does.
There's nobody gets out unscathed.
All the fucking time.
And if you're lucky enough, right? If you're lucky enough, bad things are going to happen because that means you're living.
Yeah.
It means you're living. I'm really curious about the deployment. I know that sometimes I have some friends who have served, and everybody's different about their experience over there. Are you comfortable talking about it?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who were you when you went, and who were you when you came back,
Okay.
and what happened?
I'm going to explain that.
Yes, sir.
That's part of it. I went to boot camp October 2008, and then I really didn't finish training until December 2009. So this is where I talk about the recon stuff.
Okay.
So I got to Fort Drum, which is home of the 10th Mountain Division. The 10th Mountain Division is the most deployed regular Army unit in the Army. Out of all the units.
Churn and burn?
Yeah, they deploy a lot. Always on rotation for deployments. So I went to 1st Brigade Combat Team, 10th Mountain Division, and my specific unit was 1st Cavalry 71st, 1st Squadron 71st Cavalry Regiment. Cav Scouts, they're recon. This is what it is. So I got to Fort Drum like I said, December, January. Deployed with them for 2 months.
Out to Afghanistan.
And then I went to Afghanistan. I was in Afghanistan from March 2010 to March 2011.
What was going on there at that time?
Terrible things.
Terrible things.
Terrible things. So okay, I'm gonna be very detailed. So, when I first got to Afghanistan, I was in a different platoon than I was my entire year I was there. When I first got there, you're probably there for about 2 weeks or something like that before you go to your actual like FOB, which is your forward operating base, like your smaller base or whatever that you operate out of. And so for those 2 weeks, you're doing a bunch of inventory, making sure you got everything, making sure just stupid stuff that you don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like you really want to get to the nitty gritty. You know what I mean? So, I had an incident with one of the guys in my platoon. So just to learn y'all real quick, I was an E4, which is a specialist, but an E4 can also be a corporal, depending on the position that you're in. A corporal is a NCO or a non-commissioned officer, and a specialist is not. Technically, a corporal outranks a specialist, even though they're the same pay grade. But the thing about some people in the military is they take rank to heart. They think they can treat you any way they think or they feel because of their rank, and I'm not having that shit.
Because you're in the shit together.
Yeah,
we're all here,
bro. Like, there was this one corporal who would be like, every time he would like, make sure you stand and pray rest when you talk to me. Like he would just be like, just annoying, very, very annoying. Just like, I'm just like, bro, we're the same rank. Relax, bro. Like I'm chill. I'm a laid back person, man. I'm just
until you're not.
You're talking to a non-commissioned officer. I'm like, yo, shut up, bro. Like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, grow up. Like, come
Yeah.
on now. Like, people take rank to heart. And the funny thing is because, like I said, I've done martial arts my whole life. The funny thing is, when like outside of Afghanistan, we would actually train on base.
Yeah.
People on platoon will be like, oh, what do you guys want to do for PT? Some people want to go to the gym. Some people want to run. I say, let's do combatives. Combatives is you're fighting.
Yeah.
You know why? You know why? Because there's no rank in combatives. And all
that bullshit.
Oh, yeah. You
window.
think you're tough. People think they're tough because, oh, I outrank you. Yeah, but I'll beat your ass.
Yeah.
For real.
Let's do it.
I'll beat your ass for real.
And it's good for them to kind of know that before you,
yeah.
right?
People want to try you. They want to try you because they outrank you. But little do you know, let's do combatives.
Right.
Because I'm gonna beat your ass. I promise you. I'm gonna beat your ass.
And Tehuti, if the shit goes down, that's what matters in those moments, right?
Yeah.
Like it's your body.
Yo,
that's
hate
crazy.
People trying to act tough. I hate that because the people trying to act tough is the ones that's not actually tough. Yeah. It's the same thing as people that are like they're always talking. People, like if you really want to do something, they're not the ones that's talking.
It's the quiet ones.
Yeah.
You know something I don't know.
Yeah, you just want to sit there. You want to make a scene and whatnot. You're not really trying to do nothing. You're not really about it.
Or somebody that's nice like you, that's personable, that's you know what I'm saying. Wouldn't you wouldn't know? Like, listen, I think with wisdom you kind of learn. That, right?
Like the thing is, I'm non-confrontational, man. For as much as I can be, especially nowadays. Because I know I'm about to get into this Afghanistan thing, but because of my deployment, I've really seen violence, and I am non-confrontational. I'm not trying to fight nobody. I've seen what weapons do to people. I've seen people get blown up. I've seen people be shot. I've seen everything. I've seen it all, and violence is not the way. So I'm always. If somebody tried to be rude to me and stuff, I know a lot of, like, if you're at a bar and somebody bumps you, you know what I'm saying? Most people are like, yo, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, all right, now you got it. It's all good, bro. Because really, I don't want to have to beat you up, bro.
Right.
Like, for real. Like, I don't want to have to beat you up, for real.
You know where it can go.
And just because you think I fake fight don't mean I don't know how to really fight. It's
right.
Okay, we got the Unreal thing happening. Right. It's fake. Right. Yes, it's fake. But some of us really know how to throw hands, for real. Mm-hmm. Anyways, so because this dude, this corporal, kept messing with me, I let him know. I let him know about himself, and I went back and forth with him, and it got word to the higher ups, and they're like, "We're gonna put you in a different platoon because we don't want issues." And I was like, "Cool." And then when I put me in a different platoon, they put me with 3rd platoon. And that's the platoon I was with the entire deployment, and it was everybody in that platoon. I absolutely loved.
They're your brothers.
There was
sisters, brothers,
that was an absolutely amazing platoon, a great group of guys. So yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's go.
So we got put on this base, 3rd platoon, red platoon, which is funny because I know I'm thinking about all that stuff, but. There's this book called Red Platoon. They made a movie about it it's on Netflix called The Outpost.
Yeah.
And it's based off of what really happened in real life. I read the book, Red Platoon. It's crazy because they were, I believe they were a scout unit.
Yep.
Also in Afghanistan, they were 3rd platoon and they were also red platoon. You can be called 3rd platoon or like a color. You know what I'm saying? Mine was 3rd platoon. We were red platoon.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying? We were recon. So it was like, I was like, oh, that's crazy. Also, there's a part in the book. There's a part in the book at the end where they met Obama. I also met Obama. I shook Obama's hand. Yes. I met Obama. Yes.
Wow.
So is a part, I want to say this, there's a part in the book where one of the guys was like, he's like, yeah, I shook hands with Obama. He was like, he's got really soft hands. I thought the same thing. When I shook Obama's hand in real life, I was like, he's got really soft hands. That's the first thing I thought. Yes. And they said it in the book. I was like, wow.
Was that a humbling moment?
Yeah.
That's because I mean, I don't care who you are, right?
Yeah.
That's shit. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like,
and the first black president that has a different meaning, and to everyone, but especially to a person of color, right?
Yeah.
Like it's huge. It's history. It's a turning point.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Um,
But you want to get into it?
I want to get into it, man.
Let's do it. So, okay. We got to our FOB. We were at FOB Wallakin. FOB stands for Forward Operating Base. There was about 25 of us, and we were the only platoon in my unit that we were alone. We weren't with. There was the other two platoons were on the same base. We were by ourselves and away from everybody else. And we had 6 different villages to cover. I can't remember how many they had, but between those other 2 platoons, I don't think they had as much. We had 6 different villages we had to cover. And man, I can tell you. Sorry. Another detail. I was in Kandahar, Afghanistan, Kandahar province, and like I forget what district. It's like Panjwai or whatever. I forget. Anyways, Kandahar province, which is southern Afghanistan. It's Afghanistan varies. Now it depends on where you are. Depends on the weather. If you're in southern Afghanistan like me, it is like the desert in California. It's mountains, but it's desert.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's very hot. It's humid. It's just a lot of space and a lot of mountains and a lot of just nothing.
Lot of nothing.
Yeah. Like there was literally this, there's this desert out there called the Red Desert. And you can see it. You could see it from like our base and stuff. Or like when we would travel sometimes. You would just see out in the distance just literally just red sand. It was just, it was
the
out
movie
there.
Dune or something. That's
yeah, but it was
terrifying.
more red than that. It was red. It was
Wow.
like red. Yeah, and there was nothing out there. But anyway, so man, we would do. I guess our mission was, we used to make fun of it, hearts and minds. Kind of like a peacekeeping operation. Really, we were supposed to, you know, gain the village's trust, you know, and help them, you know, build schools, help them, you know, with, you know, Afghanistan is like a legit third world country. They don't really have electricity. They don't have street lights. Like at nighttime, if there's no moon illumination, it's pitch black out there. It's pitch black. They don't have street lights.
And
well, at least when I was there, they didn't have street lights. I don't know what it's like now, but.
And when you say hearts and minds and keeping the peace, is that in the sense because the enemy is one of the tactics is being ingrained in the civilian population?
Yes, it's to try to like show the civilians there that we're here and we're for them, but we know that the enemy, the Taliban, also is within them, and they come in like from what I remember is that we'd come into a village and be like, look, we want to help you. We want to, you know, build schools for you. We want to build streetlights for you. You know, we want to, you know, help your village out. And then we would leave and the Taliban would be like, don't do anything for them or we'll kill you and your family, pretty much. And so people were caught in the middle of it. And that's just how, how it is.
Did you have empathy at the time for them in that situation? Or are you just it's hard to, right?
It's hard to, because to be honest, and if you're in our situation out there in the trenches, you don't know who's who. We could walk in the village and you don't know who, you could be talking to a member of the Taliban and you don't even know until they start shooting at you when you leave. Yeah. So I would say, that was like our mission, but you know, sometimes we get in fights. I can tell you right now that, and I may sound a little crazy for this, but if you know, you know. When they would shoot at us or what we call a firefight, I'm not gonna lie, that shit was an adrenaline rush. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's scary as hell.
But you
it's
never
scary
felt more
as
alive?
hell. Never felt more alive. And I think that's part of the reason why part of me right now, I'm kind of like an adrenaline junkie now. Like, I love like fast cars and stuff like that. We can get into that later. But like, Yeah, yeah, it's because of that, like that rush that you would get like from being shot at, man. It's I can't even explain it, bro. It's like it's insane. Like your heart's like doing this, but you're like hyper focused, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, but you also got to pay attention. You have to be like, you have to be thinking about everything. You know what
This
I'm
is like
saying?
our ancestors.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
real.
What they
It's
went
real.
through, like, but
It's
without
real.
like that fight or you're broken down to your most basic, right? You're almost animal,
Kinda. Yeah.
kind of. But you have the knowledge of the job at
It's
hand.
you kind of are like. Well, oh, actually, you just remind me of something. I forgot to go back when talking about the NTC when we were there
Yeah.
for a month, right? So out of that month of training, I didn't shower for 18 days.
Wow.
18 days. I
Yeah.
started having my skin started peeling and was getting like just like weird stuff on my body and stuff
Yeah.
like that from not showering and sweating all the time and just like
Because that was a luxury, or were
no, we
you?
were out in the field.
You're out in the field.
There's no showers in the field.
There's no.
There's no none of that. You're out in the field. I mean, MREs every day. You know,
It's
like
just not a
just
priority, and
in
it's not
it
possible.
either doing patrols or on foot or on the truck, and you know, mounted or dismounted missions and stuff like that, and just yeah, just out in the middle of nowhere, just for weeks and weeks and weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that the like animalistic like mentality, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's literally like kill or be killed, but we can't shoot first. And that's the thing.
That's the ROE, right?
Yeah, rules of engagement. Yeah,
What a mind, Tehuti.
it's terrible. Like I mean, I get it. Like we're not gonna be the first to shoot. You know what I'm saying? But like you literally have to be shot at to be able to shoot back.
Which puts you in a state of mind I can't imagine, where it is tough to have empathy and because you just don't know. So you have to walk into every situation going, I'm gonna get shot. So you're prepared to
literally,
get shot at.
Literally, man, you're there. I'm there for a year, bro.
Oh my Lord.
And here's the thing, every day is long because, like, excuse me, we like my platoon. We didn't have internet. We didn't have a gym. We didn't have phones. We didn't have anything. All we had was each other, and they gave us like on our they gave us like wood and like tools to make things. Like we made a gazebo.
But that was this is also to keep you. You have to have your mind occupied to something else at some point, right? Otherwise,
yeah, you go crazy.
You'll go crazy
because there's not a lot to do out there. Like we just entertain each other. Like I maybe I'll send you some pictures of what I mean. You can put them up there.
Yeah.
It's just it's funny, interesting the things that we do to entertain each other. I mean, it essentially if you're a dude and you play the sport, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Because if you don't laugh, you're gonna cry.
Yeah.
Or go crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd assume, I'm just assuming you.
But no, like I can tell you that it absolutely sucked. It sucked because we lost a lot of people. My platoon, I would say, man, 70% of my platoon got Purple Hearts and stuff. I'm one of the lucky ones that didn't. Thank God. But my platoon got pretty jacked up. Yeah, it's horrible. Honestly, so I got there March 2010. I think our first KIA in the unit was like April or May. Well, no, I think it was May. But the first IED we hit was in April. And IED is an improvised explosive device, which is the bombs they put in the ground, which you really can't see with the naked eye. And them things pack a bang. They are horrible. I'd rather be shot at every day they get blown up. Is this horrible? You can't fight back with an explosion, with a bomb. Um, um, yeah, our first KIA was, I'm not saying any names either, but I think it was in May 2010. It was in one of the other platoons, and I think that kind of made it real. And then June, no, I'm sorry, July. So July 5th, 2010. Man, July 5th, 2010. There was this mission we were gonna do. Like me and this other guy were switching out like between missions every day, just to keep guys fresh and everything. And I was supposed to go on this mission, and my squad leader switched me out last minute with the other guy. And on their way back from that patrol, they were mounted, so they were in vehicles. On the way back from that patrol, that truck I was supposed to be in hit an IED. And so I can tell you my experience from it. Like I said, they were on the way back to the base. I remember having my headphones in. I was listening to music, and I was laying on my cot because we don't have beds. Laying on my cot, and I remember headphones and listening to music, and then all I remember is feeling like an earthquake, like just shake the ground. I took off my headphones, I was like, "Yo, what was that?" And then the next thing I heard was somebody running the tent, and they were like, "Yo, everybody get your shit." They're saying we're about to get ambushed. They're saying intel, we're saying we're about to get ambushed. And then so we, all that shit. We get in different positions and stuff like that. We're waiting for them to hit us. But the good thing is, from what I was told, our base was right next to a mosque. It was literally right next to a mosque. And so I want to believe that's the only reason why we didn't get hit. It's because it was right next to a mosque. But then we started hearing, and as we got up in our positions, you could see in the distance the smoke cloud and stuff. And then you start hearing over the radio what's going on, and it's horrible. So that truck I was supposed to be in was actually the biggest explosion of our deployment. Usually when they hit us with like 50 pounds of explosives. That one was 250 pounds of explosives.
Was it a Humvee they were in?
No, it was they called it MATV or MATV.
Okay.
They're not Humvees. They're a lot bigger than Humvees.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a lot bigger than Humvees.
Okay.
They're actually pretty impenetrable. Yeah. But 250 pounds of explosives, it penetrated through it. Yeah. And it was horrible. So they called it a catastrophic kill. They needed like a special unit to come out and extract them from the vehicle.
No survivors?
No, it was the driver and the front passenger didn't make it. That's hard to talk about. Sorry.
No, I understand, man. Take it down.
But I don't want to. I'm not gonna. It's not my story to tell. But the guys in the back were very, very banged up, and especially seeing like their equipment when we came back. When their equipment came back to our base, it was very horrifying to see. Like if you take a rifle, an M4 rifle, being bent, you see what I'm saying? Like a metal rifle being bent. You know what I mean? Like from explode. It's just imagine what that'll do to your body if it'll bend metal.
Devastation.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that was a horrible And honestly, the driver, um, he slept right next to me. um, and the shitty, he was 18 years old, and he never really got to do anything with his life. The Army is the only thing he ever did. I mean, the kid was still a virgin, you know. I mean, he never got to do anything with his life. And the other thing is, I feel bad about it too, because I mean, this is like how guys are and stuff, though. But we used to like, make fun of him and kind of bully, just what guys do and stuff. And I feel obviously I feel bad about it now, but
He was like the baby of the
yeah.
crew.
And then the passenger, the front passenger, was my squad leader. Yeah. And the guys in the back were pretty messed up, like internal bleeding, and just jacked up, if you can even imagine it. But they survived in the back. I was supposed to be in that truck. It was just crazy.
What goes through your? I know a million things have to, but what do you remember going through your head in the immediate aftermath?
I felt like I wasn't gonna make it out of there. Because I knew the IEDs were real, but now, like I said, after the situation that happened in May, and this situation, it's just I just felt like I wasn't gonna make it out of there.
The
I thought I
evidence
was
is
gonna get blown
piling
up.
up.
Yeah. This is not even it either. I'm just getting started.
Mm-hmm.
That happened July 5th. And then 5 days later, another incident happened. So 5 days, July 10th, 2010, we do this big mission with all 3 platoons. And so we started at midnight. A lot of missions we do are at night because, like I said, there's no street lights out there. Everything's pitch black. They can't see us and we can see them because we have night vision. So we do a lot of missions, and especially after we started getting blown up a lot, we just started doing a lot of dismount missions.
It was
missions.
Game on, right?
Yeah, because the mounted missions, you can only take certain routes, and they can just plant bombs on the roads. And so with dismounted, you can change your jet directions all the time.
And you guys
They
are
can never
highly organized compared to.
They can never catch us. They can't catch us as well with dismounted patrols, even though you would get messed up way more on a dismounted patrol. But you can avoid more on a dismounted patrol. So July 10th, 2010, we do this big mission with all 3 platoons. We went to the area where the guy got killed in May. And so it's like we're all getting ready for this mission. It's probably like 11 p.m. Actually, excuse me. Throughout the entire night, we were getting intel before we even left the fob. We were getting intel saying that the Taliban know we're coming, and they said to arm all the IEDs, And so, what just happened 5 days earlier? I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, are we still going out here doing this, even though they know, like, but it's not up to you. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
So obviously we still go, even though we know that. And first thing goes to my mind is like, how do they know we're still going? Because we get assigned with us. Some units get assigned Afghan National Police that are with you, and some get assigned National Army that are with you because they know the land better. They know their area and stuff. And so we had Afghan National Police with us.
How trusted are they?
I mean, I never trusted them.
Yeah.
But honestly, I thought they were the ones spilling the info anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, how else would they know that we're coming and we didn't even leave yet? You see what I'm saying?
I do.
So we leave, at midnight. It's pitch black. We're walking. We get to rendezvous point 1, which was, I want to say, like about a click outside the village. And we got there. We got to our rendezvous point first, and we just stayed there and waited for the other 2 platoons to get to their points first, because you have to wait so you can continue Charlie Mike, continue mission. So waited for them. And the crazy thing is like, my platoon sergeant had me and this other guy. His name was Rodriguez. They had me and him carry the valance, and the valance is a mine detector. And so with that, you have to be in front of everybody. I can't tell you how scary that was. So after we Charlie Mike continue move into the next rendezvous point, me and Rodriguez are in front of the platoon, and the both of us are sweeping the ground. We started walking through tall grass. It's like up to my shoulders, man. It was like tall grass, and it's scary because like the mine detector, like you're supposed to listen out for certain beeps, but it still beeps. But you listen out for distinct beeps. You know what I'm saying? Because it detects certain things. And so I'm still like we're walking slow, but every single step that I take, I'm literally thinking this is my last step.
Oh my God.
This is my last step. This is my last step. We get through the tall grass field. We come across this narrow path that we have to cross. So we get past this narrow path, and we get up to this narrow path, and we have to go single file because it's narrow.
Is it 2 buildings or 2?
No. It's like dirt. It's like
dirt.
It's like a dirt mound, and on both sides, I can't remember both sides. I know on one side, the right side, was a river, what we call a wadi. We call it a wadi.
Okay.
It's like a river. And so we had to single file one by one, and me and him and Rodriguez are in the front. Rodriguez is actually in front of me. I'm behind him. And we're walking across this, and like remember I said, it's pitch black outside. We're walking across this, and then all of a sudden, the ground breaks underneath me. The ground breaks underneath me, and I fall and roll into the river. Now, granted, I have, like, I'm going to explain this to you guys. The amount of gear that we wear. All right, so you have your plate carrier, which has your front and back plates and your side plates. That's probably like 50 pounds right there, maybe 50 pounds of armor. Then you have your kit, which has, depending on the weapon that you have, but for me, I had an M4. So it has, your 7 loaded magazines, all your bullets.
Yeah.
You got a med kit, you got your extra stuff, like, your nods, it's like your night vision. You got all the batteries, you got extra ammo in your assault pack, you got a backpack on you too that's got extra ammo. You're carrying ammo for somebody else, you're carrying radio, which would be me. Radio, you got your camelback, which has your water in it, you have food. You got
the detector too.
All that stuff. Some people have a litter, which is it's one of those like things you carry people on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
stretcher.
like a stretcher. Some people just, you got a lot of stuff. We probably have about 120 pounds worth of gear that you're carrying around
On top of your own body weight.
on top of your own body weight. As you're traveling miles and miles and miles
Through the darkness and the humidity.
Yes, and so it's hot. Like this is July. It's at nighttime. It's probably 110.
You sent me some pictures.
Yeah.
We'll put those up.
Yeah, it's probably 110 at night there, right at that point. And so I fall. The ground
swallows you.
Yeah, the ground crumbles, and I fall into the river. I get up out of the river. I come up in the water. The river's up to my neck. And when I come out of the water, I hear the guys laughing.
Okay.
And they're like laughing. They're like, They're like, yo, who fell into the wadi? I was like, it's Miles, because nobody can see, like, you can't really barely see anything. So I couldn't pull myself out of the water. I have all this, and imagine being now 100 pounds, 20 pounds of gear, and now imagine being soaking wet now too. I couldn't pull myself. I wasn't strong enough to pull myself out of the water. So I had to give a guy my weapon. 2 guys had to pull me out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you're fortunate that it was neck deep.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
I'd have been swimming,
you'd have been
sinking.
Yeah, who
would have been
knows?
sinking. So yeah, and that was the funny part of the story.
Yeah.
So, eventually we get to rendezvous point 2, and this is where we're gonna set up camp. So I don't know if you can see my phone on camera. Can you see phone? Can you see my phone on camera? Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna use my phone as a display, to explain this. All right. So if this is a compound, it's a rectangular compound, right? There's a road. Let's just say that dirt path was over here, right?
Okay.
We actually walked through. There's a huge field right here, which we also cleared as well to make it our LZ, the landing zone, just in case we need medevacs or something like that. We cleared that just in case.
You always have to establish that, correct? Okay.
So after we cleared that, me, Rodriguez, another guy for security, and our dog handler, who was Bulgarian, he had a German Shepherd dog. We all went into this compound right here to clear it, because this is where we're going to set up camp, because the village was just right. It was like right here. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
So, picture this, like this is the compound. There's a road right here. There's a road that connects going this way. There's a road right here. There's a bridge that goes right here, and then there's a mountain, and there's a village along the mountain, along like the bottom of the slope.
So
of the
that's
mountain.
not ideal, because they have a vantage point down on you, correct?
No. They're not on the mountain.
Okay.
They're in the village.
Okay.
On the slope.
Okay.
On the bottom of the slope.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to make a visual.
Yes.
So the 4 of us go through here. There's an entry exit way here and here. So there's two entry exit ways. So we go in through here. The 4 of us going through here. We clear the whole thing. Make sure there's no people in there. Clear the whole thing of bombs, everything. It's very scary. By this point, now we have to be cleared it. Everybody is filed in here, setting up security, waiting for the other 2 platoons to do what they got to do. So my platoon sergeant is like, hey, I need the 4 of you guys to go set up to go clear another compound to the west. I forget, I don't know exactly the details of that, but just in case we need to move there later. So like, okay, cool. So the 4 of us move out here, and we need
this one?
No.
Okay.
The 4 of us move out this entry exit way.
Yeah.
And there's a few guys, like one of our snipers and a few other guys come out this way. So we're walking. So me and a few of the guys are walking this way, and the other guys are walking right here. And there's a bomb right there. Yep. There's an IED right there. And as we're walking this way, I remember, because I looked at my watch, it was 5:01 in the morning. The sun was just creeping up. It was just breaking the horizon. And because I remember just seeing a tiny bit of daylight. And so we walk out here, they walk out here, and the bomb right there, and the sniper steps on the bomb, the IED. Now, horrific. I can tell you, especially when not having any ear protection too, like this is the reason I have hearing problems. I have tinnitus. I don't know if you guys know what tinnitus is. Tinnitus is ringing in the ears. It is permanent. There's no cure for it. But I get paid the rest of my life for it. So that's the good thing about it. I get disability the rest of my life.
You've earned it too.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
So yeah, sniper steps on the bomb. I'm about 10 meters from it, but the blast was so forceful that it blew all of us back. It is behind the wall. Like the wall is right here. and it blew
Still.
all of us back. I got, with all the gear I had on, I got blown back like 10 feet. I remember when I came to, I was dazed. I came to, I couldn't hear anything. Like, you ever seen like movies where, like the war movies where like it's like really muffled and you like hear like
They come up and
that's exactly what it sounds like. That's exactly what it sounds like. That is accurate. That's exactly what I was hearing. I didn't think at that moment, I didn't think I was gonna be able to hear again. Cause I got blown back so far that I was like I was at the entrance where I came out. And I remember I saw my platoon sergeant yelling at me and I couldn't hear what he was saying. But I knew like he was trying to like get me to like answer like, am I okay? And I was just like, yeah, I'm good, even though I'm not.
right.
I know I was concussed. I know I was concussed. And a lot of other guys were too. And then the next thing you know, my ears started getting a little bit better, and I could hear people yelling for the medic. And I looked down the road, and there's a guy on the ground, and there's guys surrounding him, and they're trying to work on him. It was one of our snipers. I'm not gonna go into detail about that, but if you could just imagine somebody stepping on a bomb. And the sad thing is that he lived for about 10 minutes. He suffered for about 10 minutes. Yeah.
Is there anything they do to ease it, like with the morphine or?
They can give you morphine. I've had morphine before. I can tell you that it doesn't completely mask the pain.
No, it can't, right?
Yeah,
No.
it doesn't completely mask the pain.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. And so that was the first time I had physically seen somebody die and seen somebody go from having life to lifeless. You see what I'm saying? And it was a shock for me, a huge shock. Just like his body just went limp, and it's just no life, and it was just horrible. There was by the time they got him all wrapped up and everything, and the medevac came and everything. It's funny because like there was another unit, the 82nd Airborne was on the other side of the mountain, and they heard the explosion. They actually came over to check on us and stuff. Which is funny because like they actually at some point in the deployment they got in a TIC, which is a troops in contact, and we went to go support them too. So it's like weird,
yeah.
So anyways, but because of that explosion, a lot of us got messed up. And we probably went out with like 15 guys, and there was probably 8 of us that stayed, including myself, even though I was still like concussed. There was a lot of people a lot of guys that got on the medevac helicopter. And I was like, I can still function, so let me stay because I don't want to leave my guys. Like, we're already down a bunch of people. Like, dude, like nobody else got blown up, but they were like physically blown up, but they were messed up. You see what I mean?
I think as much as I can.
Yeah, messed up. Like one of the guys, like something hit him in the eye, and his eye was completely like swollen, like it was like a golf ball, like up his eye. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy.
It's not like people don't understand
No,
either. The explode. It's not a contained thing.
You don't understand.
There's
like,
nothing.
You will never understand unless you experience it. You will never, like, the movies don't do it justice. Like on TV or does not do it justice unless you're actually there. And it's horrible. It's horrible because people's bodies get blown into pieces. You end up finding you might end up finding a toe here, an arm here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's horrible, and that's your friend. That's why I tell people, like, imagine, because like in platoon we're really close to each other. We're like all best friends, and it's like, imagine watching your best friend die in like the most horrific way. You having to watch that and watch them suffer. Imagine that.
It's on a different level too, Tehuti, because it's not like high school. These are people that you're around 24/7. The bond is something in the camaraderie that
People
You
won't
can
understand.
never relate to. I can never relate to.
Especially in life and death situations, you just don't understand. Like I found, when I was playing football, I found a similar bond to get to the guys I play football with. We're gonna get to that, but it was not the same, not even close, to the guys that I was in the military with, and we'll get to that. But so yeah, the day's not even over yet. So like I said, that was about 5:01 in the morning. I remember looking at my watch. It was 5:01 in the morning when that bomb went off. I don't know what time it was by the time the medevac came and got them out and everything, but we still had a whole mission to do. And because we were, I guess, light on guys now, we just ended up staying in this compound. So we ended up having guys stay here. Eventually, they had me go up on the slope of the mountain. I want to say it was about 12 hours later. We were out there for like 18, 20 hours.
Yeah.
Something like that. All day. It was hot. We were out there so long in the heat that we went we went black on water, which means we're out of water. So yeah, and food. So I was on the slope of the mountain, pulling security with another guy. We were on the slope of the mountain so we could see up higher and see things and stuff like that. So eventually when we went black on on water, we had to have another unit come in and resupply us so we can continue mission. So they came in, they resupplied us, and they went on their way. But as they went on their way, like I said, I'm looking on the slope. I'm on the slope of the mountain. I can see a lot now. I literally watched them exfilling, which means leaving, back to their trucks. And I see the first guy in a field walking. There's like a whole, they're in a single file
That
line.
narrow part, right?
No. This is like over here in the field. This is like over here in the field now.
Okay.
I'm up on the mountain. I'm on the slope of the mountain.
So
I can see them.
You see the whole.
They're exfilling.
Yeah, they're adios.
They're exfilling, and I literally watched the first guy get blown up.
Stop it.
Yep. Literally, I'm watching them, and it's just a big explosion goes off right on them. Yep.
They have the thinking enemy. They knew you. They knew.
Yeah. Arm the IED belt. Or that's what they said. That's exactly what they said. Arm the IED belt.
What they said was going to happen. What was happening?
Yeah.
Was happening.
Yep. And then I'm talking, that was like 12 hours apart.
Yeah.
And the thing was, in between those 12 hours, the other two platoons, because they're coming, like the village starts right here, and it's a huge village. They're coming from the back side of the village. And they found like 30 IEDs. They found them. Yeah, and you could all day you hear them blowing up IEDs. You hear them blowing up IEDs. They're moving through slowly because they have to move through slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah, have to find you. Like they know, like we know there's gonna be bombs. So, yeah, and eventually we left. I remember as we were leaving, I thought somebody else was gonna get hit. I thought myself, whatever. But I remember as we were leaving, I found one of their guys' toes, like their big toe, was on the ground as we were leaving. It's just crazy. Yeah. We all made it back. No more KIAs that day. But then August came around. In August, I don't know, this is just my experience. I don't know if it's the same as it is now, but when I was there, this is what it was. In August was Ramadan. And that's like, if I'm remembering right, it's like a whole month of like fast or whatever. Yeah, so because they don't eat, they're a lot more irritable. And that's when we started getting shot at a lot more.
Is there something in your heart wanting them to shoot at you so you can shoot back?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because you're mad. Yeah. How can't you be mad?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But we can't do anything unless they shoot first.
Yeah.
There was another village. That was our biggest village that we had. I'm sorry. This was actually in June. was our biggest village that we had. It was called Rombazi or something like that. This village had a lot of kids in it, a lot of kids, and the kids loved us because they would always be like kalam or whatever. They would like kalam, which just means pen. They just want pens and stuff so they can write.
Just
and
because
stuff
they
like
don't have
that.
these things,
Yeah,
right?
no, they don't. No, they want candy or like the kids just love us. They love us.
Right.
And so I wasn't on this patrol because, like I said, back then, before they switched it up, and I was patrolling every day. Like once like July happened, I was patrolling every day. Like before, like April, May, June, we were going back and forth between who like giving each other rest, every other day. But after that,
All bets
I
off.
was patrolling every day.
Do you have to shut yourself down
What do you mean?
emotionally to some extent to be able to function at that level every day,
Yes.
knowing that you might
Yes.
perish?
You have to come with the terms that you might die, and in a horrible way. You have to come to terms that whether you're going to be shot, whether you're going to get blown up, or what you could get captured. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to come to terms with you could die in a very horrible way. Like I mean, there's been some of us that have been lucky, like I'm about to explain. But before I get into the more graphic one, there was a guy, Rodriguez. We were doing a mounted patrol one time. I wasn't on this patrol either, but he got shot in the head. But by a sniper. But the bullet grazed him. The bullet went right across his forehead like that. Yes. The bullet went right across his forehead, right on his eyebrow, like right there, like that. Yeah. Yep. And the funny thing is, because like how guys are, when around each other,
Yeah.
there was a bunch of like kids like throwing rocks and stuff like that. So and he survived.
Yeah.
We made fun of Rodriguez by saying, "Oh, like you just went to the hospital because a kid threw a rock at your head or whatever."
But you got it.
Yeah.
I mean, people cannot judge or say anything because they haven't been there.
No, they don't know. They don't understand. You don't understand. They don't understand. But there was another instance, that village, that really big village, all the kids. I wasn't on this patrol, but they were doing a mission in that village, and they went into a school, and the Taliban planted a mine in the school. In the school with kids, they planted a mine in the school with kids.
That's a pretty clear line in the sand who the bad guys are.
Right. But they have no choice because eventually we're gonna leave and they're still gonna be there.
Yeah.
Like it is now.
Yeah.
So one of our guys stepped on the mine. Very bad. He lived. He lost his leg though. There's a very famous picture. Well, it's what I call famous because I've seen it on some military things before. There's a picture of two guys on a helicopter, on a medevac helicopter, screaming, and they're holding hands. And it's a famous picture because I've literally seen it. Like I said, I've seen it on different military things that have nothing to do with me or my platoon. But that's why I call it a famous picture because I've seen it multiple times. Those two guys are the guys I'm talking about.
So oh my goodness! So yes. this famous picture that you've seen, those
are guys in my platoon. Yeah, in my platoon, one was screaming because his guy's leg blown off, and the other one had shrapnel. All you could see the shrapnel in his arms and stuff like that. And people don't understand. Like I could literally show you videos on my phone of actually, you know what? I literally show you videos on my phone of what it looks like of an explosion. An explosion is not just like what you see in the movies where it just explodes. Okay, an explosion has a lot of things that go to it that come with it. There's a thing called a concussion wave. When an explosion happens, there's so much force of an explosion, it creates a concussion wave. It will literally hit you like
Reverberate.
that. I have the video of the catastrophic kill, the IED the truck I was supposed to be in.
The 250.
Yeah, because mostly everything is recorded, because on the big base that we had, they have this thing called the eye in the sky. It's literally like a mile high, and it can see miles in 360 radius. And so they were tracking that patrol, and they were watching it as it happened, and there's video of it. And so I watch that sometimes to like tell myself like what could have been, you know what I mean? To remind myself. But like I said,
do you have time for survivor's guilt in that situation? Is that a thing?
I did.
You did?
I did feel bad. Sometimes I still do, but there's another thing about me that people don't know. I have PTSD, as you would think, as you would probably think. I have PTSD. I can tell you I am a whole lot better now than I used to be. Yes, especially in combat arms, we have to control that. We have to, while you're still doing the job, you can't let that control you. You can't let that take over, because it's you're in life and death situations, you know. But I can tell you that I had a bad year, 2017. Because I'm from Jersey, you know. I've been New York is like my second city, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been in New York thousands of times, you know what I'm saying? So me and my family would go to New York City every year to watch the ball drop, you know, New Year's and stuff like that, the fireworks and everything like that. Fireworks usually before that never were a problem for me, but for some reason we went out to go see the fireworks in Central Park, and for some reason I had like an anxiety attack or something like that. I just remember the fireworks were going off and they just sounded like explosions to me. And even thinking about it right now, I can feel it.
That's trauma.
Yeah. I remember my heart started racing. It's cold out there and I started sweating. I started crying and I had to walk away from my family. And I didn't tell them because I didn't want them to know what's going on with me, because I didn't know what was going on with me at the time. And so eventually my brother was like, yo, where's Tehuti at? And he eventually came and found me. I had walked away from him. He's like, yo, what's going on? You good? And I was like, I don't know what's going on with me. Even thinking about it now, I'm just like, ugh. Yeah. I didn't know what's going on with me, but it was a trigger. And since then, like I said, I'm way better now. But like after that, I just went downhill. Like I started like avoiding everything. I started avoiding people. My PTSD got bad, and like, you know, I was always told and, you know, taught in the military, you know, don't be a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, man up, like, don't be soft, and, you know, all that stuff. And to not having that mentality, this kind of feeling was soft to me. And but I couldn't control it. And so I started just going downhill, you know, friendships, you know, relationships and stuff like that. And, you know, I was like, I'm the problem. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I need to, it's all these emotions from my deployment and stuff. And what people don't know, oh gosh. People don't understand what we go through. People don't understand. Nobody knows this unless you were in my unit with me, or, you know, whatever. But people don't understand that, like, we had a bunch of people, like, you know, get killed during deployment, but people don't know that there was like more than double people committed suicide after. It's, sorry, that's
You don't got nothing to apologize for.
It was like multiple people a year. And in 2017, I never had the thought of doing that, but I understood the feeling and why people did it. I knew I needed to get help. So I ended up going to the VA in DC, and then I ended up doing therapy. I did therapy for 2 years. So my first year, like, I didn't want to fully dive into it. I just wanted to like ease into it. So I did group therapy sessions.
Sure.
And to be honest, I went through traumatic shit in when I my deployment, but it made me see a different perspective because there was other people in there and they were explaining some of the things they've been through. There was a Marine in there. He had been shot multiple times. He couldn't stand up straight. He had to wear a brace the rest of his life. He had to have a dog with him the rest of his life. You know, and just hearing these different people's experiences, I'm like, what am I crying about? Even though, you know, I know I shouldn't relate or anything, but I'm just like,
but your feelings are valid.
Yeah, like I've never been shot. I've been shot at. I've literally had bullets go right by my head. If you've been shot at before, you know what I'm talking about. You can feel the force of bullets. Bullets are very powerful. And I've literally had bullets go literally right by my head. And you can feel the force of it as it goes by you. Yeah. But I've never been shot. You know what I'm saying?
As you look with the perspective you have now, does it feel like you had these tools that protected you there mentally, emotionally, but when you come back, those don't serve you anymore, and all the feelings come rushing back, and you have to figure you have to deal with these things. They're not going anywhere, right?
Right.
Is that what was?
Yeah, that's why a lot of guys do commit suicide, unfortunately, because they don't know how to deal with that. And I'm gonna be honest. If you were never in war, you can never understand. This is like I try to talk about this with some people, but like I said, unless you've been to war, you could never understand. You can't relate. And that's the thing I had a problem with people, even when I wasn't at University of Maryland, college. Like
I can't imagine.
I just couldn't relate to people.
These are college kids, right?
Yeah. Even though I was young too, but I just couldn't relate. It just seemed like just people's issues were just so silly to me. And I'm like, you have no idea how much worse it could be, how much worse life can be. People don't understand. That's why life is about experiences and perspective. Like you only know what you know and don't know what you don't know. You know, so and so I said it for me too. There's a lot of things I still don't know. That's why I'm always trying to grow and stuff and just learn and be better. You know, and like I'm just trying to do more. I'm always just trying to do more. And I know that's something Kofi Kingston told me, you know, a few manias ago. Was like, you gotta do more. You gotta do more, man. Like, and that's just what I've been telling myself. I have to do more. I have to do more. You know, which I've been trying to do. Something John Cena told me. You gotta control the controllable, and that's what I've been doing. I can't control how I'm booked. I can't control, you know, when they book me. All I can control is, you know...
Let's run it down. What can you control?
I can control how I look. I can control my body, keep my body in shape. I can control how good I am in the ring. I can control how good I am at talking. I can control, like,
presentation.
All those aspects.
And one more thing. You know it. Come on, it's the most important one. The reason you're smiling, the reason you're able to talk about it, you can control your attitude.
Nah, yeah. I can't. You definitely can't control that. Yeah, which I have definitely done.
Yeah.
Um, we'll talk about that. We'll get to the wrestling. Sorry.
Sure. I mean, it pales in comparison, though.
Yeah. The wrestling's a lot. I mean, the wrestling's a lot of stuff to talk about, man. But let me get to through this
please.
deployment. So, we had another instance where that same village we would go to, you know, the example I gave earlier. Like, there was one time we went and we did a patrol through the village, and it was odd because it just seemed like nobody wanted to interact with us and everything. It was just odd, like patrolling there. And I was like, I don't even know why we're here. Let's just get out of here. Like, in my mind, something's going on. Let's just get out of here. Something's off, yeah. So we patrolled through the village, you know, a few hours, whatever. As we leave, we get about 100 meters outside the village, and they opened fire on us. Oh yeah, guns blazing. They opened fired on us, and the thing about it was they were smart for doing that too, because the way we were headed, it was just from the village. Let's say this is the village, right? It's the village, and over here is the mountain. There's a police checkpoint up here, the Afghan National Police checkpoint in the mountains, right? From there to there was about 1,000 kilometers or something like that. Maybe, I mean, whatever. It was a big distance.
Yeah.
It was just open field.
Not ideal.
Open field.
That's terrible.
And they open fired on us.
Yeah.
And there's no cover.
Definition of sitting duck?
Sitting ducks. And the only thing you do is get in the prone. Get as low as you can. But still, that's what I was talking about, where the bullets were going right by my head. Right, every last one of us. There was bullets raining on us. I'm surprised, and none of us got shot. None of us got hit. I don't know how. I don't know how none of us got hit. But them bullets, they opened fire on us, man, and we had to like bound and maneuver close to the mountain. The good thing about it was, which kept them in check, is that Afghan National Police, when we started moving, they started shooting back at the Taliban. So the Taliban was shooting at us, and they were shooting above us to shoot them.
Okay.
While we were maneuvering,
right.
We got to a little mound where we could turn around and shoot back, and then we maneuvered back up into the Afghan police checkpoint. And the Afghan police, I got a video of that too. Like, the crazy thing is that I'm so upset about this. The crazy thing about it is, like, while we were in the village, I was recording on I had like a camera or whatever. I was recording, and the second we left the village, I stopped recording, and then that's when they started shooting at us. Yeah, and so the video doesn't pick back up until we're in the mound. But yeah, if I would have kept recording, I would have had the initial the barrage of fire they shot at us. Yeah.
How do you feel when you look at that footage now? Like, or
I get excited, to be honest.
Yeah, it does.
Like I said, it's a little crazy, but that's honestly, like, especially for combat arms jobs, that's what you train for.
Yeah,
you train to get in the fight. You train for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you want, because now I can fight back.
Right.
You know.
I think it's the diminish. You know, you don't want. I think it's society makes us say, like, it's crazy. No, man. Like, it's
real life.
This is real life.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
It's real life. As soon as we got in fire team positions, they stopped shooting at us. and so we walked back up. There was this like compound outside the village. I remember Bravo, I was in Bravo team at the time. Alpha team kept moving. Bravo team, we went to this compound to make sure there was nobody in it shooting at us. And when they went the village, everybody put their weapons down and went back to farming and stuff. They act like they didn't even shoot at us. Yeah. Yep.
This is not like you're engaged in combat with thinking
think it's
Highly
called guerrilla
guerrilla
warfare.
warfare.
Yeah, guerrilla warfare.
Dug in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ain't your home turf.
No.
They know it. You
Oh
don't.
yeah. Oh yeah. And they know the rules too. They know they don't they play by their own rules, and they know we play by rules.
So the second
And they
you
know,
come up on them,
yep, and they put their weapons down, we can't shoot them. Mm-hmm.
so,
And the thing is, we don't even know who it was,
right?
because they didn't have weapons anymore. Yeah.
The psychological
It's messed up. Yeah.
game of that.
Yeah. There's another instance where that village always messes with us. Like I said, you got the 3 IEDs, that 3 KIAs right there. The amount of times we got shot at from that village. So it's one time we were like, all right, we're gonna this time, it's a different time, but it's like this time we were like, we're gonna try to draw fire now. So we went to that village, we walked through it, we patrolled it like we did the last time, but this time we had a plan. So we had, the teams were Alpha and Bravo. I was in Bravo still at the time. And so I remember we set up in, it was a pomegranate field. There's a bunch of pomegranate trees. That's the first time I ever had pomegranate. I thought they were apples. Yeah. But our dog handler, he was like, no, they're pomegranates. He opened it up. And I was like, oh, it was delicious.
They're great.
Delicious. That's the thing. Afghanistan, man, Afghanistan could make so much money if they just got their head out of their ass. Because so many things grow there. Yeah. It's crazy. Like pomegranates grow there. Watermelon just grows there. Out of the ground. Grapes just grow there. It's crazy. If you didn't know, if you know, you know. Heroin grows there. Yeah. Well, the opium grows there. Yeah. And you know what else grows there?
What?
Marijuana. I got pictures. I got pictures of huge marijuana fields. I'm talking about like 3-4 football field-sized fields of marijuana. Wow. Trees that are like 20 feet tall. Wow. I'm telling you, I'm like, this country can make a lot of money if they just got their head of their ass. You guys don't have to be a third world country. You guys can literally support the world of marijuana. Literally.
Right.
Literally.
Right.
And the country's actually beautiful. It's actually beautiful. It's crazy. So anyways. Oh yeah, so we're in the pomegranate field, right? So we could come with this plan. Alpha team's gonna stay behind. Bravo team, which is what I was on, we were the draw fire team. So we were literally gonna go from the pomegranate field to the AMP checkpoint. We were gonna run from there to there to try to get them to shoot at us.
So you can see where they are.
So Alpha teams can stay behind. So as soon as they started shooting at us, Alpha team goes in. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and takes him out.
I don't know what but I know what you're saying.
They were gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Taliban is smart. They're not idiots. So they know when they saw the draw fire team, which is my team, and I'm like, here we go, better get shot at. I'm sitting there running, and we're gonna get shot at. They didn't shoot at us because they noticed all of us didn't leave.
So they knew it was a play.
So yeah, they knew it was a play. So Alpha team stayed there for hours. And we sat up on the checkpoint for hours. They didn't shoot at us. And eventually they're like, all right, we're gonna call it. So Alpha team maneuvered back to us. We're all up on the AMP checkpoint. The interpreter is listening because they call ICOM chatter or whatever. The interpreter is listening to the Taliban talk on the radios, and the interpreter is like, hey, they're talking about shooting at us, and they're like, okay, we'll have guys get in position and stuff like that. And like 10 minutes later, the interpreter was like, yo, they're about to. He didn't say yo, but he was like, hey, they're about to shoot at us. As soon as he finished that sentence, they opened fire on us. As soon as he finished that sentence, they opened fire on us. And then this is where like my job specifically comes in. We called mortars on them. So I called in the mortars. And if you know anything about mortars, if you know, you know, mortars don't land exactly where you want them to land. It's not exact on the first try. No. Called in the mortars, and the mortars landed like 400 meters in front of us, like to the right.
Yeah.
It was way off. We were like, oh man. So then I adjusted it, and I eventually got it to the mortars landed right in front of where they were shooting us. Right in front of where they were shooting. You saw the two mortars. I got video of it too. Two mortars, boom, boom, like right in front of where they, like right in front of the tree line where they were shooting at us. And I was like, oh yeah, like let's end this now. Like it's like whatever the adjustment was, fire for effect. Because fire for effect means like they're gonna just keep shooting.
Yeah.
Shoot right. They're gonna shoot a bunch of rounds in that.
Okay.
Came back and they were like, we can't shoot those rounds. And we're like, why not? Because it's too close to the village and we don't want to cause collateral damage. The rules that we have to abide by. Crazy, right?
It is crazy.
They'd rather
you get shot
than cause collateral damage, which happens in war. So screw us, right?
It's war.
Yeah, screw us. It's because we're all expendable.
You're expendable.
We're just a number. Literally, that's what we are. We're just a number. That's literally what we are. We're just a number, in their game. Anyways, so yeah, ended up going back in this village again. They stopped shooting at us again, but then this honestly was. I'm about to tell you right now. This is a horrible story and one of the coolest things I've ever seen. So we go back in this village. We go back in this village and we clear it. We find a building in the village with 3 IEDs in it. The first IED is in the doorway, and all the guys were stepping on it. So if they don't know how the IEDs, most of the IEDs detonate, is with a pressure plate. Sometimes it's by detonation, sometimes it's by phone, stuff like that. But by the phones, they can't do the phones because we always have jammers with us.
Right.
They always have jammers, but they can't get cell phone signals.
So you feel the stepping on the pressure plate?
Yeah, I didn't. But I didn't go in the building. But the guys were telling me they were stepping in the doorway. They were stepping in the building, and it was like smushy. And so when they wiped away the dirt, it was a pressure plate and a IED underneath it. But it wasn't connected right, and it did. Yes. So we called EOD. They call EOD, explosive ordnance disorder or disposal. Explosive ordnance disposal.
Those are the Hurt Locker guys?
Yes, the Hurt Locker. Exactly. Call EOD. EOD comes. There was the second IED was in the center of the building, in the floor, in the ground. The third IED is what they call pressure cooker. It was like pretty much they left a string out and they wanted you to pull on the string, and if you pull on the string, it blows up. That's what it was.
But who's gonna pull on the string and you don't know?
Somebody could be like, yo, what's this? You know what I'm saying? And then you're dead. Yep.
Okay.
So EOD is trying to disarm these bombs, and the one in the center of the room blows up while they're trying to disarm it. It's horrible. Very, very horrible. Not going to go into detail. Body parts. Also, I forgot to mention this. Because my platoon was getting so messed up all the time, I think word got around, and we had a bunch of reporters, like news people, will come to our platoon and want to be with us. So at the time, there was this female reporter that was with us, and she was with us for a month or two. And it's so funny because the whole time she acted like she wasn't afraid. And until that day, she acted like she wasn't afraid until that day. And then once she saw the casualties, she was in shock.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, right? She was in shock because it got real for her. Yeah. But yeah, it was horrible because EOD guys got killed, and I remember me and 3 other guys had to carry one of their body bags a mile to the trucks, a mile, with all my gear. Dead weight is very heavy. Like along his body, along with the gear, it was extremely heavy. We went with 4 people, 1 person on each side. It was extremely heavy, and to travel a mile with that to the trucks it was horrible. Yeah.
This is an experience.
Mhm.
No, so few people will ever, thankfully, have to
Go through.
go through. How
Yeah.
old were you?
I was 19. I was 19. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Tehuti
Yeah.
Miles.
Joined the army at 17. I was in Afghanistan at 19. Yep. Turned 20 there too. Yeah, so that's the bad part about it, about that day. The fun thing about it was our first sergeant was like, we're not messing around with this anymore. We're going to blow the building up. So we literally called a fighter jet. And by the time they came, it was dark out. It was pitch black. And we blew the building up with a 2,000-pound bomb. I think we were like 300, 400 meters from the blast.
But you
Which
didn't want to miss
danger
it, though,
close,
right?
Yeah. Oh no. You'll be able to see that from far away. Oh
Okay,
yeah, 2,000-pound bomb.
Yeah, I mean, how could I have any reference to this?
I know.
right?
Yeah. Sorry,
You
you're
know
right.
what I'm
You're
saying?
right. You're right. But I was
Yeah.
just like, because like most of the time, they drop on stuff. Yeah. Most of the time, what they drop is like 500-pound bombs.
Okay,
Yeah, they drop a 2,000-pound bomb.
you're making a statement.
Yes. It's probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen and heard in my life.
Yeah.
Because you can hear, because I got the radio, so I can hear the pilot
On the way in.
I can hear him, and he'd be like, yeah, I forget what the terminology is. He'd be like, yeah,
It's not bombs
whatever
away or
it is.
anything.
No,
Fire away or something.
something like that. I can't remember exactly what it is, but you could hear it was like, oh, in 10, 9, 8, whatever, and then you just hear from there, boom! It's just like, oh, like it was crazy because it was pitch blackout too, so you just saw the flash, and it was like, oh, it sounded coolish. It was like, I was like, this is what I live for. This is what I'm living for right now. This is what I wanted to experience right here. Right, this was the moment right here.
Yeah.
That was so cool. That was so cool, bro. Like having a freaking jet come over and drop a freaking big ass bomb on. Oh man, that was like crazy, bro. It was like and you could feel, because we were danger close. You could feel the force of that thing. It was crazy, bro.
Something that rivals Mother Nature, right?
Yeah.
In force, right?
Yeah. It completely leveled that building. Leveled it. There was nothing left. There was nothing left of that building. It was completely gone. It was crazy.
Tehuti, I'd be remiss if I didn't say, and I don't think anybody can ever understand it, but they damn sure better not judge it, because it's the roller coaster of a day like that.
Yeah, that was definitely a roller coaster every day. There was guys back at the truck. Remember, I had to walk a mile to the truck with the body bag. When the guys heard about the EOD guys, there was a picture taken in that moment, and you could see the look on everybody's face, the trauma on everybody's face when they heard the news.
Was this bomb like almost cathartic after all that?
I mean, we were pretty damn excited, man. Also, I'll show you another picture of, there was a picture taken by the photographer that was over the newsletter or whatever that was with us. It was a photographer. The lady was with us. She took a picture. This picture it looks like it's out of a movie.
Yeah.
It's because there was actually a moon illumination that night. So you see silhouettes of soldiers. You see like the night vision. You see the silhouettes of soldiers. You see the moon illuminating in the back, and you see the smoke cloud from the building that's got blown up in the background. I want to talk about, I did a mission with the Army Rangers too.
Okay.
If you know what they are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what they are, Army Rangers are a highly specialized special operations infantry unit. I haven't been to Ranger School, but it's a leadership course, and it's one of the hardest schools in all of the military.
One of the boys in OVW, Charles the Hammer Evans, was a former Army Ranger.
Yeah, so he knows Army Ranger School.
Yeah.
That's like a very high dropout rate. You would talk about like similar to like Navy SEAL training. It's a very high dropout rate. There's a lot of studs that drop out of that thing. Probably like a 70% dropout rate or something like that.
But going on a mission with these guys, you know you're going in with the best.
Because they are just high speed, man. They're all studs and they're all like badass dudes. And all their missions are just kick in doors and take names. That's all they do. Like Army Rangers, like only mission is direct action. Like raids. Like
Wrecking Ball.
Yes, the Wrecking Ball. That's like their only mission. Like Special Forces, they that's part of it, but they do a lot of other things. Like if you just want to kick ass, you're an Army Ranger is what you want to do. So we drove, everything's at night. So we drove to this one section. I forget what the village is called, but we drove close to this village. We couldn't drive anymore because there was a river, a wadi, separating it. So we got out of the truck, so we dismounted, walked across the river. So I remember I had the SAW, which is the squad automatic weapon, M249 squad automatic weapon. Look it up if you don't know what it is. It's a fully automatic machine gun.
Okay.
Just because I've had different positions.
Sure.
It wasn't just even if you're an FORTO, everybody gets trained on the same thing.
Yeah.
Like I actually shot expert with every weapon. I shot expert with every weapon. Yes. I'm not joking. Like I shot expert. I was very, very good at being a soldier. And we dismounted and walked to the village. You know what they did? They flew in on helicopters, dismounted on helicopters, and raided the village. But that mission, it was cool. It was like their mission, but like it was cool to see them work and see what they do because they literally just flew in. Huh? Yeah, they just flew in, kicked ass, and left on the helicopters. Yeah. And meanwhile, we had to walk across the river again, get in the trucks. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. So I'm in the first truck, and usually that's the truck that they hit with IEDs. So I'm in the first truck, and again, the sun is just coming up. We do all our missions at night. Sun's just coming up. I'm in the back seat behind the driver. I'm doing this number, passing out, falling asleep and stuff. I remember I eventually closed my eyes, and like I said, I'm in the first truck. Close my eyes, and then a huge explosion blows up right in front of us. Literally right in front of us. The Taliban tried to time it up. They messed up. Huge explosion right in front of the truck. It was like the crater of that explosion was so big. I was like, oh my, that would have been bad. Another thing that I might not be here right now. Then went home, and back to Fort Drum. And my platoon I was with the whole time, they wanted to switch things up. And they ended up switching me and putting me in a different platoon. And when I got put in a different platoon, that's when I started hating the Army. Because that platoon, it was the leadership. The leadership was trash. I'm gonna be honest. Leadership was trash. I don't care. And when I really get mad, I don't care. I'll tell you straight to your face, straight up. I don't care. I don't care. So I literally got so upset that I went into the NCO's office. All people outrank me, and I told them they fucking suck. And they did not like me after that. That prevented me from getting promoted. I literally went to the board because you got to go to a board. The board to become a sergeant, where you stand in front of like the lieutenant colonel, your sergeant major, like all that shit, all these like high ranking people, and they test you and they ask you all these questions and everything like that. You like got to study for this stuff. And so my first sergeant was out on leave during that time. So my platoon sergeant was the acting first sergeant. Mm-hmm. And I just told him he fucking sucked. And so everybody on the board said yes. He said no, I didn't get promoted.
Oh, one no turn?
Yep. One no.
It needs to
Everybody
be
has to say
unanimous.
yes. Yes, but unanimous. Yes, yep.
After all you've fucking been through,
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's the politics. So what I've been learning about wrestling. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how good you are. Doesn't matter
where you
how much
been, what
work
you
you put
done.
in. Doesn't matter. No, none of that matters.
None of it
Doesn't matter.
matters. No, you're right.
All that matters is what somebody says. It's all that matters. Or what somebody thinks. It's all that matters.
You just think, from what you just told me, everywhere you go though, it's you start over.
It's politics.